Shall we start?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, welcome to AMG Academy. What we are going to learn is we are going to learn about C Sharp. We have 1 month course. So, within 1 month, what we are going to learn, we are going to learn about C Sharp language. So, So I have a course details about the C Sharp. In that course, you can find the introduction about the .NET and platform about the .NET. What is CLR, CTS? This is the introduction about the .NET. And after that, we have an introduction about the language. What is C Sharp? Why C Sharp? What is the best in C Sharp? Why we go for C Sharp? These all these things. And after that, .NET installation classes. To run our program in our machines to what the softwares is needed, we have that sessions. And after that, we have some programming, the basics programmings in C sharps, like start the application, Visual Studio, design variable types, value types, reference types in strings, array, console, class, statement, program, and all these things. And after that, I'm going to start the Windows programming, how to do the Windows application, what are the controls are there, how to handle in that, all the introduction about the Windows, all the controls, the GUI by handed. This is this section. And after that, I have some basics object oriented programming. Object oriented programming concepts, we have advanced, what are this object destruction, method overloading, all these things we cover. And after that, I have error handling, how what is error, how to handle error, all these things. After that, we cover the ADO.NET, what is ADO.NET and what is LinkU and all these things. After that, ADO component, data sources, access data, these all the things are there. We are going to learn XML and XML, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. So today let's start about the .NET now. Let's start the .NET. Coming to the point, .NET. What is the .NET? Do you have any idea? .NET. Basically, the .NET it's a platform. .NET it's a one platform. So how we have .NET it's a platform. How we have like PHP, PHP. These all the platforms as well. These all the platforms as well. So basically, with the help of .NET, with the help of platforms, what we develop the three things. One is uh, web applications, web applications. Second is desktop application, and third is mobile application. See, in earlier languages we have drawbacks. Earlier languages like C, C++, we have a drawbacks. C, comma C++, we have drawbacks with these two languages. So the what are the drawbacks are there with the with the C? I cannot develop a web application. With the C, I cannot develop a web application because these languages are very heavy. We cannot share over the web. So that is the drawback over the C in C++. To overcome this problem, the Microsoft introduced the .NET framework. Okay, so with the help of .NET framework, we develop web applications, desktop application, mobile applications.
Okay.
The idea about that Microsoft is all the languages and all the technologies want to one in umbrella. That is the .NET framework, right? So .NET basically it's a platform, as I said you. So with the help of it has so many services, applications, so many in mobile applications to develop that application. So this is the introduction. This is the brief introduction about the .NET. So let's start about that. What is CLR and CTS MSL, the tool? So Microsoft basically what he want the Microsoft. See, in Microsoft, in .NET platform, in Microsoft we have so many languages. In .NET platform we have so many languages like F sharp. You have Visual C++, Visual C++. You have others like J sharp. So many languages are there. So to communicate these languages, first is let's start about CLR and CTS. Go for. So what is CLR? I can say CLR is a heart of .NET application. CLR is the heart of .NET application. So Microsoft framework, it will take care of the micro CLR. Basically, it will take care of. See, one more point I will tell you. So how the programming will do in internally. So I am communicating with you, right? I am communicating with you with the help of some
Yes.
languages. So I am speaking English, you are able to understand me. So to communicate two persons, we need a one language. So with the help of language, the each other we can communicate easily. That is called language. So my CLR in Microsoft, in Visual Studio, whatever I have written that code, it is in C or C++, it is in C sharp or J sharp or whatever that languages. These C sharp, again internally it convert into the machine level languages, because machine can understand only ones and zeros. Machine understand only ones and zeros. So idea about that, so we called, so C sharp call languages, whatever written with syntax, again this it will convert into machine language. So so CLR going to take care of CLR machine language. So CLR will going to take care of converting C sharp language into C sharp or J sharp, C sharp or J sharp language into. So basically the CLR, it will take care of the C sharp J sharp language into machine language, that is and 0 sign 1. So we have so many functionalities, so many responsibilities CLR are there for .NET framework. So CLR, it has a garbage collector as well. I will in detail I will go you what is garbage collector and all.
Okay.
Garbage collector, it will taking care of the memory management. Garbage collector, it will handle the memory management in application. So these are all about. Next is you have the idea about the CLR. Now go for CTS. CTS is a common type specification. So what this CTS will do is, see, we have, as I said you earlier before, .NET platform, it has so many languages like C Sharp, J Sharp, VB.NET. So many languages that are there to communicate these languages smoothly. For example, I have developed application in C Sharp. So I have another application that is developed in VB, that is VB. So I want to communicate these two language within this application. For that, with the help of CTS, I can communicate. This CTS will helpful for communicating these two languages. For example, I have integer in VB.NET. I have integer in VB.NET, whereas in C Sharp I have int data type. So to communicate these two to communicate these two from VB.NET to C Sharp, we have CTS. With the help of CTS, we can easily communicate these two languages, right? So
Okay.
CTS will helpful. What is next is what is MSIL, Microsoft Intermediate Language. So as I said you, the machine language, it will convert as a CLR, it will convert C sharp, J sharp languages into machine language coding, right? So this is called, the native language is called machine language only. So MSL it will create. MSL means Microsoft Intermediate Language. So Microsoft it will convert this. So once the CLR will convert the C sharp code into this MSL, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the basic about that. What is .NET platform? What is CLR? What is CLS? What is CTS? Once again, I will just brief quickly about you. See, in earlier language in C, C++, we have a drawback that with the help of C, C++, we cannot develop the web applications. Like, to overcome the drawback, the Microsoft introduced the .NET framework. So .NET framework, because basically it is a one platform. So with the help of .NET framework, we can develop the web applications, desktop applications, mobile applications. Mobile applications, web applications means I have ASP.NET, MVC, whereas in desktop applications I have WinForms, I have WPF, I have console application. This is desktop application. Mobile applications I have WinForm, Windows Phone, Windows Phone and Windows Phone and Xamarin. These all the these all the mobile applications, right? So see, to develop any applications, or if you to develop the any applications like web applications, desktop application, mobile application, finally you need a languages, right? You need a languages. So in Microsoft we have so many languages like C Sharp, Visual B, C++, J Sharp, and C Sharp. So now our course is we are going to learn about the C Sharp. These are the basics. CLR itself, CLR means is common language, like common language runtime. So convert it will all the .NET code, all the C sharp code into machine level language, because machine can understand only zeros and ones. Machine understand native language, and other there are so many responsibilities are there about the C sharp CLR. It handle the garbage collector and all these things. So CLR, I can say the CLR is a heart of .NET Prime framework. And again, next we have CTS, common type specification. So in Microsoft, see Microsoft, we have so many languages in application. For example, to communicate two languages in Microsoft, to communicate two languages, we need a CTS. So we need a CTS, common type specification. With the help of CTS, I can communicate the two languages in within the platform. For example, in integer data type variable we have in VB.NET, and C sharp it has an int variable. To communicate these two languages, int and integer, with the help of CTS I can communicate easily. So that is the basics all about the .NET framework, and what is CLR, CTS, and MSL all about. Okay, so next we are going to move the next session. So let's start with why this thing, C sharp languages, and what is so advantage, disadvantage, why C sharp, why where is the C sharp will fit, and all these things, features of C sharp. C sharp. See, C sharp, uh, I can say it's a very successful. So currently it is C sharp 7, C sharp version 7. It is C sharp 7. Currently it is running in the market. New So I can say C Sharp is a very successful language of Microsoft. It has so many features. With the help of C Sharp, we can develop the mobile application, desktop application, and well as we can develop the web applications. So C Sharp, I can say it's a very famous in Microsoft. So it is a very I can say it is a very huge useful in the market, the current market. C Sharp languages. So it has so many features. It has so many features. uh, C Sharp, just I said, the where does it fit? It will fit for where it will fit for mobile applications. It will fit for a desktop application, as well as it will fit for I can say in platform it anywhere it can fit. If I want to develop a mobile application with the help of C Sharp, I can develop. If I want to develop a web applications like MVC and ASP.NET with the help of C Sharp language, I can develop. And if same thing, if I want to develop any services with the help of C Sharp, I can, like services like we have web services. We have web services, WCF services. These are the services in .NET remoting as well. We have .NET remoting. So these are the services apart from the web application, mobile application, and desktop application. We can other services like web services, WCF services, .NET remoting. These are the services also we can develop in C Sharp language. So that is the beauty of the C Sharp language. C Sharp, basically C Sharp, it's a uh, uh, case sensitive language. It is a case sensitive language. C Sharp, case insensitive. I mean to say, in C Sharp we have a difference. Uh, there is a difference. If it is I type in the A1 and A1, there is two or the differences in C Sharp. It will act as the two or the differences. Whereas in VB.NET, whereas in VB.NET, whereas in VB language, A and A1 both are same. If you create two variables in C Sharp, let me repeat, in C Sharp, if you create two variables like with the A1 and A, so these are the two, it act as a two different variables, because it is a case sensitive. Whereas in VB.NET, if you create the two variables like A1 and it treated as only one variable. So that is the difference in VB. And there are so many differences in VB and C Sharp. So in later section I will explain you what are the difference between the C Sharp and VB.NET, languages. So now C Sharp, it's a case sensitive language. C Sharp, it's a lightweighted languages. We have so as I said, the what are the where it will fit web application, desktop application, and all the services. So now we are going to flip to the actual Visual Studio. How we will see the how the we can develop, how we can do the programmings with C Sharp. Let's switch to Visual Studio. So first, to run the applications, so we need to install the Visual Studio in our machine. See files, go to files and new. See, in Visual Studio you have projects and website, right? So projects means, let's go to the project. Let's go to the project. See here, you can see the left hand side, these you can see the all the languages in Microsoft. You have Visual C++, Visual Basic, F Sharp, as I said earlier, Visual C++. These all the languages are there in Microsoft. So now our course is we are going to learn about the C sharp. So if I selected as a C sharp language here left side, and see we have selected as a new project, right? So project in this project means desktop application. So as over you can see that WinForms, WPF application, console application, these all comes under the project, right? So our classes now currently we are going to learn about that console application. Console, see I can see as I said earlier that Windows application, WPF application, the console application, these all comes under the desktop application. These all the same, these has its own features. Like in console application it's like in command prompt all the things, whereas WPF it is a rich animated GUI. So we can do the much animations in the WPF. So with the help of the application I can develop the so many desktop application. WinForm as well application, it is similar to the WPF. There is so many differences between the WinForm applications and WPF application. So I will later in later sessions I will explain you what is the WinForm application, what is WPF, what is the difference between these two. So now at this stage we are ready to start the programming about the Visual Studio. I have selected Visual Studio C++ and I have selected the console application. So now this is the location where all the projects are going to store, and this is the names of the application. Let browse me and store somewhere. Let me create new folder. So here is the application name. So we need to give the proper naming conversion. So let's start hello world. So our basic program, right? So that's the reason I'm going to give the basic console, Visual Studio console. This is the thing. Let's okay. Yeah. See. So once you created a new programming, so it is this is a program file. Let me go to the Solution Explorer. See, this is the Solution Explorer. This is the project. Hello World project is there, and this is the assembly. One second. This is the program file. You can see the program file, and let me go through the each and every, let me explain the what is this all the everything in this window. So let's start with this first. So you can see these are the header files using system, using collection generics, using link queue. See, this is once I started the program, so by default it will going to be create for me. See, to run the application I needed some header files. Header files, what it will do, header files basically it has so many functionalities. If you go to the system, let me go to the system, go to the definition. We cannot navigate to this thing. Okay, see these are the system related header files. So in using system it is a header library. So in that system it has so many methods and so many functions. So once I call this library I can use that system library in my coding. So that is the use of header files. So all the functions, see all what are the functionalities are there, I cannot write it here in my application, because to run my small application I need to write the all the coding of the system related thing. To overcome that thing we can with the help of this header files, I can reduce the number of lines of code in my in my program. So that is the beauty of the header files. Next is namespace. You are saying basically what is namespace means. Namespace is a collection of classes. In my application, I have so many classes. So currently it is only the one class. So in future you can see, if you develop the new large scale of applications, you can find the so many classes based on your functionality. So in later days, you will going to create so many classes for developing a particular application. So for that, so all the classes comes under the one namespace. Namespace, I can say namespace means a collection of classes. So this is a class. So now let's start about the introduction about the class. Class is a template. It will explain how object is going to be. So class is a template which explain how object is going to be. And the second thing, here you can see the main file, main method. So to start the any application, we need a main, because I want to start some starting point needed. So that's the reason we have a main method here. So if I run that application first, it will start from here. So for every program, every project, we have it must be one start point, right? So where we are going to start our application. So this method, the static void main, it will helpful for to start that our application. It will by default it will start the application from here itself, because we have a main and a static here. This is the use of main method. So now let's write some sample. Let's write that hello world coding. So we have console dot write line, console dot write line, give us some string name, hello world. See, as I said you, case C sharp is the language. This is the language of C sharp. This is C sharp. You can see the extension of the file .cs. .cs means C sharp. If you are using that VB, it will create the .vb. So C sharp means .cs. This is the file extension. So this is the thing, console. And one more thing I would like to explain you. This is solution explorer of the project. Solution explorer, it will show the what are the files are there in my project, what is the project, what are the files are there in my project, you can see. And as well, you can add the so many files to this project. Add, right click to this application and add new items, existing. I can add as well existing project system items to this particular project. In later sessions, I will explain you how to add the new things and how to add the existing projects to our applications. So now this is the console, this is the hello world application. Let's stop that application, console dot write line. Let's save the application. Just you need to save the application. See, one more point, here is the start is there. As well, you can press F5 in your keyboard to run out your application. Let me press F5. You can see the hello world program just now what we have written here in console our application. So with the help of console write line, this line of code, I can print my statement in console application. This is the output of that console application. So console basically it will show the it show the all the whatever you have doing the things, it will develop in command related this command related screen. So summarizing all the points what we have seen that in the programming, so what we learn is how to create a new program in Visual Studio with the help of Visual Studio, and this is how the basics program we can write an in C sharp we have seen. As well we have gone through the what is the namespace, what is the collection. So this is the basics program. So here we can write all the programs, we can write so many methods and letters, so many methods and functions and variables I can create, so many things I can do, I can say. So later sessions we will see the how we can write a method, variables, data types, what are the data types are there, what are the variables are there in C sharp, how to write a method, how to use the functionality, how to add a files, how to see all the so many sessions we can learn the incoming sessions. So this is the basics program. So about the C sharp. So now go to our thing. So as I explained you the what is namespace and where the C sharp fit the futures and advantages, why C sharp, why not C sharp. I will explain you these things again. So why C sharp I will explain you, because C earlier languages like C++ we have a drawbacks. So with the to overcome the drawback we .NET introduced the C sharp language. And next go to the next session like so this is the .NET installation and the thing. .NET version C we have currently working. Currently it is a 4.5 4 comma 4 4.5. See Visual Studio we have. So currently the .NET version, so every year that new versions will be developed, it has a new features in versions. Like see the current version of the current, excuse me, okay. So the current version of the .NET framework is it is in 4.5. So so every version it has its own advantages to overcome the drawbacks, and they, as well they introduce the new features in the .NET versions. So currently we are working currently in Microsoft, it has a 4.5 .NET version. So now next is Visual Studio. See the Visual Studio, it's a Visual Studio, I can say with the help of Visual Studio it's a tool, I can say it's a tool. With the help of Visual Studio we develop mobile applications, desktop application, all this thing. So Visual Studio it's a product of Microsoft. So with the help of Visual Studios we develop web applications like ASP.NET, ASP.NET and MVC, and desktop applications like WinForms, WPF, console applications, and services as well, web services and WCF services. All this we can develop with the help of this Visual Studio. So Visual Studio basically it is a product of Microsoft. So it helps to develop the application and develop the any type of application. It has so many features in Visual Studio. We can do the versioning, we can do the here in later sessions I will explain you what is this team, what is what is the manage the connection, how to manage the team project, how to work with the team, and how to do the check-in and check-out with the server, how to maintain a how to maintain a projects in Visual Studio, how to work with the team with using with Visual Studio. So all these things I will explain you later. So now here is the some options I will show you brief introduction about this Visual Studio. So you have a file, you have a new, open, and the close application, save program, and exit. These all the things are there. And edit you can find, undo, redo, and all these things. It is a I can say it's a Visual Studio is a very flexible tool. With the help of this tool I can develop that any kind of applications of .NET. So view, and again you have solution explorer. This is the solution explorer, so where you can find the where is the projects and see, you can see the files and all those things. And after that you have uh, server explorer, team explorer. Basically, if you want to if you are working with the other teams, like you have divided the projects and you are working with the other teams and you want to check in and check out, we have this team explorer. Later sessions I will explain you about that exact team explorer and server explorer and SQL server browser explorer. So within application I can directly I can run all the SQL queries with the help of this SQL object explorer. In later section we will see how the SQL's object explorer we use in Visual Studio. So, and after that we have so many tools we can do, error list and all these things, full screen, all these all the normal properties in view. And the project, you can see the add win forms. Currently our application is running, so that's the reason these all win form add control, these all the disabled at this point. If you stop application, you can add, you can see, you can see these all the options are available to the application. I can add a win forms, console control and all these things. So next is build the solution, rebuild the solution, clean the solution. So if I have done some changes in programming after building this solution, I can run the application. I have a shortcut key, control shift B. With the help of this I can build the solution, clean the solution, build the solution and all these things. And we have very important debug. I will explain you what is debug and how to do the debug in our application. So basically if I want to track the each and I want to see the each line of the code how it is running, so we have a debug facility. So with the help of debug I can line by line I can see the execution of the program. So it will helpful for fixing the bug. If I have a variable I want to see that variable value, so these debugs are very helpful for me to, for example in line I can say the debug line by line execution, method by execution. And later sessions I will explain you how to use the debugging, how to do the debugging in our application. And second thing is we have a performance profiler. You can see that in application what performance, how the where the objects are consuming the memory and all these things. Attach process, for example if you are working with web services, other applications, and you want to do the debug of that particular services, I will show you how to attach the process and how to do the debug with the help of this thing. And next is as I explained you earlier before, the team is if you are working with the two other team members and you want to work with the project with the help of team members, I will explain you how to set the project and work with the team other team members. Tools, you have the normal tools. And architecture, this is at this stage there is no need of this architecture style. The test, this part I will explain you. If we are working with the test kind of UUT kind of TDD kind of applications, this all the it will helpful. Later I will explain you. So now we are good with the C sharp. We have started and we have seen how to write a program in C sharp, how to write a basic program in C sharp. So in earlier sessions, like we are going to start the next coming up sessions, we are going to start about see and hardware requirement and these all the things I will explain you. So I will explain, I just now explained you about the .NET versions, I explained you about the Visual Studio. And next is hardware in software installation. So currently for to run Visual Studio we need only don't need any softwares. To run the C Sharp application we need a Visual Studio, as I mentioned earlier. Hardware, better to have a good processor to run the to develop the application. So this is all about .NET installation. And for soft, what is Visual Studio, what is .NET versions and all. So let's start. So tomorrow onwards we are going to start the programming. We are going to write some programs. We are going to see some basics programs in C sharp. So what is variable, what is designed, and what is string format and the common argument, all these things. So as of now we have learned, I will just quick overview today what we have learned. So today we have learned about what is .NET, what is .NET platform, what are the drawbacks in C, C++, CLR, CTS, and all these things. And we have seen that what is the advantage, disadvantage of C Sharp, and why C Sharp, where it fits, and as well features of C Sharp. And as well we have gone through the Visual Studio versions and all these things. As well we have started the basic C program, how to write a C program in Visual Studio. So so tomorrow onwards we are going to start the what is variable, what are the data types are there, how to develop applications, and what are the things are there in .NET. We are tomorrow onwards we are going to see that languages in that. So how to write the other programs like arithmetic operations. I am doing that arithmetic operation and all, how to do. Tomorrow onwards we are going to see, we are going to write some basics program in C Sharp. So today that's all about myself. So now you have 15 minutes QA questions. So you can ask the QA questions. What are the questions are there? So I can say that Abez, and I can say the I can so Salman and Bilal, you are going to ask me the questions, QA questions. So till now, whatever that you have seen, so do you have any questions in your mind?
No.
So is that clear? Whatever today we have gone through the sessions.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So we will meet again. So tomorrow, so every day at the 8:30 session we have 1 hour session. So tomorrow onwards, we are good at this time. So tomorrow again we will see, we have a class on 8:30 session, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for your patience. Thank you.
Thank you.